You had little Ben walk around the city with noise-canceling headphones, right?
Yeah.
To experience deafness, because
Yeah.
Rose played by a real deaf girl,
Yeah.
but Ben's played by a hearing actor. Why? And did you do it yourself?
Yeah. He and I both spent a day walking around the city with those blockers on, and it's a superficial approximation of what deaf people truly experience, and we never meant or expected it to be more than that. But it gave me an insight. I mean, the visual experience of that day, and how little shards of information cut through. You felt like you were seeing in a sharper, more crystallized way than you normally do. And when we took the headphones off at the end of that afternoon, the world felt a little more gray. It was really, you can see how one's senses, accommodate the lack of another sense and sharpen our experience.
So did it change the way you will make films in the future, maybe even?
Well, I think in many ways, film is always about allowing one element to take the lead and other elements to fall back. When everything is at full volume, when the editing and the music and the dialogue is all saying the same thing, the viewer disengages.
It's too much.
It's too much, and you feel like you have no role to play. But when there's something missing that you are forced to enter, it activates the power of the spectator. And that's really, I think, something you need to always think about as a director, is the places that the spectator is enlisted into the process.
Yeah, so what you learned walking around with the headphones, you sort of already knew as a filmmaker.
Well, yeah, but you learn it in new ways, and you rediscover it, I think, in each circumstance.
How did your own experiences help you play Rose, or maybe even change Rose?
Yes, I am deaf, and Rose is also a deaf. So I could understand her. I could understand her experience of not hearing anything, of living in a silent world. I have a cochlear implant, so I do have some access to sound, but I understood her frustrations with hearing people where you can't communicate. I mean, especially at that time, there were no interpreters, there were no sign language interpreters, so she had to find her own ways to communicate, and through note writing, and I mean, I still do that as a way to communicate, and I understood that, but I'm very grateful that my life is so much easier that we have sign language interpreters. She said, "Thank you, interpreter." And I'm so grateful that, and her experience is so different than mine, because she has a family who doesn't sign with her, and is forced to learn to speak, and I had that experience as well. So I understood her journey, although my family's very different than hers. They embraced me.
How was it to direct a deaf person?
Well,
And especially Millie.
This particular deaf person was just a gift. I still can't quite believe the ease with which that she performs in front of the lens, that she seems to understand the scale of the medium. So she never, again, does not over gesticulate, over articulate. She holds back a bit and lets you trust, that you're going to do your job in filling in the emotional process. And how she knows that, I have no way of saying. It's just a complete, she's got an
Maybe
innate,
because she's deaf.
yeah, but we saw many other deaf kids who would
try too much?
over, because it's about visual, it's a gestural language. And she knew how to just be cool.
You want to see more of our videos? Visit our channel.